All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she be down the ride, oh, I bet that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Everybody cool? Are you clean? Are you feeling crisp? Are you feeling airy? Let's talk. Before we get into the video, I'm a little pissed right now. Story time. My punk ass daughter, she goes and she gets this nice place, right? Congratulations to my baby. And then she goes and she buys an animal, and then she finds out that she's violating the lease, right? Okay. So then she's like, I got a plan. I'm like, well, what's your plan? She said, I'm gonna go get a permit. I said, what kind of permit can you get? She's like, oh, emotional needs. I said, what kind of foolishness is that? She's like, oh, everybody does it. And I said, everybody does what? And she's like, oh, the emotional needs. I said, emotional need? You don't need the dog for your emotions. She's like, oh, but you ever see people going to the store? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, they have a permit, emotional needs. I said, this is the kind of foolishness that this new generation has. Emotional needs? And that's my punk ass daughter. I love her to death. But this is the kind of foolishness that this new generation has. They just have an issue with everything. Then all of a sudden their issue has to do with emotion and they get away with it. Everything is mental. I can't imagine people that are around my age. When you were 20, talk about you got an emotional need. I see people walking into the damn food stores with these dogs. I don't want your dog. I love dogs. I don't want your dog sitting next to me while I'm eating. I don't like it. It's disgusting. It's foolish. And they let these people come in there. My question is, how foolish are the people that are letting these people come in there? Because if this dog needs to be with you 24/7, how in the blue hell do you hold a job? Emotional needs. Y'all younger generation, boy. Ooh, buddy. Foolishness, I tell you. Pure foolishness. I know there's gonna be a lot of people that try to unsubscribe to me. It's foolishness. It's foolishness. You learn to beat the system. Emotional needs. Get out of here. Anyway, I can't even think. This fool, this chump. I gotta act out. That's right. I have to stay in the middle when I talk about Mr. Dejoy. Mr. Dejoy was grilled in this next clip about working conditions and safe working conditions. And we all know we all have safe working conditions. So I don't know why it was so difficult for this man to answer. I'm lying. Yo, y'all gotta hear this foolishness and the stunning response behind what he has to say is so nonchalant. This man is just all business. He is got no heart behind his answers. Again, I respect the long-term vision, but the way he going about it, good God, this guy's just check it out for yourself. Discuss it in the comments and let me know what y'all think. I didn't know half this stuff was happening. I really didn't. But now that I'm putting it out there, I'm sure some people gonna be like, yeah, that's going on in my plan too. Going on in my place. Hell, you should see my place. This is foolishness. Let's get to the video. Let's go.
The gentlewoman from California, Ms. Barrington, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Postmaster General, you're a popular guy. I asked for a call from you as well and was denied that request. But let me say thank you for being here and for answering questions. And I want to thank you for, in your testimony, mentioning the men and women of the Postal Service. And you say we owe them our best efforts and a solid plan to address the problems of the past and to chart a course. Your testimony also attaches a second-year report, Delivering for America, and on page 11 of that it says, and I'm quoting, the well-being of our 635,000 employees is at the heart of Delivering for America. We are investing in both our employees and the facilities they work in. I can't agree more. I'm a huge fan of the post office and the men and the women who provide service and who go in and day out to deliver mail. Mr. Dejoy, do you ever visit post offices? Yes or no?
Frequently.
Frequently. Have you ever visited any of the USPS International Service Centers?
I have.
Have you by any chance ever visited one in Carson, California?
No, but I'm aware of it. Actually, I did visit Carson before it was an international center. And
Okay. Do you believe that employees should have to work in a facility that is below 30 degrees?
Nope.
And do you believe that employees should have to work in a facility that is close to 100 degrees?
Nope.
I have to agree with you. I don't think these are suitable working conditions. And OSHA, even though they don't have a specific number, they have a temperature range, and it is far well away from those. Let me tell you about working conditions in that facility. It happens to be in my congressional district. I wrote you a letter about this, which I asked for a phone call about. I will say your staff, somebody did respond back. Now, these are working conditions that employees of the U.S. Postal Service International Service Center in Carson, California have been faced with. From December of 2022 through March of 2023, the employees were working in this facility that registered temperatures as low as 28 degrees when it was cold, and the building there was intended to be a warehouse, not really a processing center. It does not have any kind of HVAC system, or the electrical capacity there is not sufficient to run enough heaters to regulate the temperatures in the building. I myself went to visit it and joined the workers, the men and the women who were out protesting against these unacceptable, unsuitable conditions. And so now that you've been made aware of this, what are you committed to try to do to fix this?
So, Congresswoman, we have plenty of facilities like that around the country that have conditions that need to be addressed, and we're out addressing them.
Are you
That's a
saying
big
you have a lot of facilities where
We have-
workers are working in
There are different
unsafe
types of conditions. There are different types of conditions that don't make workplace activities, produce the result we both want in terms of productivity and the employee experience. And that's a big part of what the Delivering for America plan is about. And we, in that particular facility, it was part of a process where we leased it for a short term. We're getting out of the building. We're going to close that building down and consolidate it into our Los Angeles facility. But we have what we have. And when conditions happen and we have people working there and mail flowing, we're not always able to respond to these types of conditions the way we would like to.
Well,
That is the
Dejoy,
aggregation, that's the accumulation of 15 years' worth of neglect that I can't fix in 2 years.
Mr. Dejoy, first of all, it's not really 15 years of neglect.
It
And I'll
is.
tell you why. Because this was a 5-year lease, so it hasn't been 15 years. And when they entered the lease, they should have said, hey, there needs to be safe working conditions here. And you basically have just said, hey, there's unsafe working conditions, and that is what it is. That should not be the response of our country to the men and the women who need to deliver and who do deliver for America. The response really should be, and I was hoping your response is going to be, I'm going to see how quickly we can get the workers out of these unsafe conditions, because nobody should be working in degrees that's
very
30
unfair.
degrees.
That's in fact what I've been doing. It's a very unfair accusation.
No, you just said it. It is what it is.
I was explaining
And
the status of the condition of the organization when I arrived here and what we've been trying to do over the last 2 years. And we recognize we have facility issues, and we recognize that is a facility issue, and we're going to be moving it. But it is a big place with a lot of people and no money, right? And we're trying to fix it.
Well, I hope that you will look at it more closely to get a quicker resolution. Thank you. With that, I yield back.
Gentlewoman yields back her time.
Well, what do we think about that? I wasn't aware that they had people that were working in warehouses that had no air condition, no heating system. It's just pure foolery. That's just one of the, issues that we have. Honestly, I know that we have buildings that inside of these buildings are pretty horrible. They're rough. They're rough, I tell you. For him to say that he actually knows about these things, this is where transparency would definitely help. They need to say what they're going to do and honestly follow through with what they're going to do. Because here's the reality. If we say, look, man, the docks are broken, these machines are unsafe, or we have, such and such, and you have a notation, put up on a board or by the time clocks that says, hey, listen, we're going to be working on this section of the building coming in June or something like that, and you actually start to see maintenance crews start doing things, I could respect that. But when you don't have any visual of anybody actually doing any work, it gets frustrating. I know we have issues with our pallet jacks that don't work, and it's just so many different items that come through where we're working that's so behind. I've witnessed the inside of FedEx warehouses. I've witnessed the inside of Amazon warehouse. Amazon is it'll blow your mind, the stuff that they have inside of there. What we're working in, it seems like sweatshops. I remember we had a situation where our warehouse didn't have air conditioning probably for about 3 or 4 months, and they brought us fans. Now, for us to be the post office, the chain of command when it comes down to fixing things, it's unbelievable. I'm on the other side sometimes, and I see the steps that these people have to go through. I need the air condition fix. Okay, it takes 400 people to put a request in saying, hey, this is an unsafe working condition. Then it goes to somebody above them. Then it goes to, maintenance. Maintenance has to put a request in for the local manager, and then the local manager has to get this approved, and he has to find it in the budget and get it approved. It takes forever. And then when they go get this stuff situated, it amazes me that they have outside contractors that come in and fix it. It, boom, blows your mind. Now, I understand they do that for reasons where it comes down to contracts and some of these people are not qualified to put an air conditioning. Understood. They want the warranty. Understood. But Jesus, man, that's rough. That's rough. I don't know. I'm not going to, gaslight this anymore, but it's a shame. I know that when I go to stations, I see some of the stations. Breathing in this place, man. Breathing. Have any of you guys just took a look around at the roofs? So we have people that clean, right? Yeah. But have you ever just looked up at the sky inside of your facilities and see the cobwebs and the dust and the dirt? Man, when I come home, this is on a personal note. The first thing I do is I take alcohol swabs and some cotton, and I clean the inside of my nose. And it's like dirty black. And I work out on the field. I don't even have to work inside the building. That's just from the little bit of interaction that I do when I'm in the building. I can't fathom what the people are inhaling. Some people are going to say, well, there's lead in some of these buildings. There probably is. So I don't know, man. I understand what I walked into, but to hear the response of the nonchalantless, nature of this man, and he's living in a mansion, somewhere, it is bothersome. And on a side note, I was told by my producers, I don't have no producers, about my little comment earlier about the people that, need the animals. And they said that it was a little mean. And I said, and I still say, why are people so soft? Okay, they're so soft. We got just a soft generation right now. It's true. Soft ass generation. They go, no. Like, think about this for a second. If you really needed an emotional support animal, how do you conduct a full day without, going to work? Can you imagine walking into a post office and you go to buy a stamp and the lady behind the counter is with her dog? This is Chica. This is Chica. I need her. No, come on, man. Seriously. It's comical. It doesn't make sense. Can you imagine an emotional support animal with your mail carrier? Mail carrier pull up with a python around his neck. This is my emotional support animal. Enough is enough. Enough's enough. Now, I'm probably in the minority with this, but it is what it is. Nonetheless, Mr. Dejoy, forget the hiring of the new people, because the only new people that they really need probably are carriers. That's they need some carriers. But if you really need new people, APWU, mail handlers, and everybody else, why y'all firing people? Why are y'all letting people go? That doesn't make sense to me. We need more employees. That's what they marched for, right? We need more employees. We got to staff this place. But they're letting go people nationwide. The math doesn't work. It doesn't fit the puzzle. This is a joke. Nonetheless, this is JH. Y'all tell me what you think. Let's talk.